In this video, I'm demonstrating that OIA can use an LDAP repository for user authentication in the 11G version. Oracle have highlighted that this is no longer supportive, or that it doesn't support the LDAP connection. But as I say, this video illustrates that it is actually possible to get it configured. There's no, or at least very little documentation out there to support or to make the configuration files possible itself, but feel free to go to the blog that I created on how to configure this and make sure that the actual configuration is good. So how I will be demonstrating this is to create a user that will be contained in both the OIA repository and the OID LDAP repository as well. So the reason for this is that the OIA uses OID for the user authentication, but then uses its own access control to determine what the actual user can do, or what tabs and what functions it can do within OIA itself. So if just a quick day, one function is OID, I have the 1.6. So if I go into, currently I'm logged in as the RBAX admin. If I log out, try and log in as jblocks, enter the password. As expected, I don't actually have any repository or any user within the repository at the moment that can authenticate against that. So I don't have jblocks within the users. If I look into the logs, scroll down to the bottom, I can see that I'm trying to connect to the LDAP using the identity, and then it comes back with an LDAP error. One thing to note as well, which is also highlighted quite clearly in the blog, is that this error here kind of gives a red herring, so it doesn't actually give you a true representation of what's actually happening itself. Valid. I can't use the actual user because of invalid credentials, so what I need to do is create this user within OIA, within OID rather. Look at object class. Make the object class person. And then the parent entry is the users. Click that. Click next. And then I'll use as CN being the actual user itself, blogs, and the RCN is CN. Good. So if I go into optional attributes, scroll down to the bottom, user password. What I'll be doing, I'll be creating this password one here as the actual value. Click apply. Good. So now, if I use jblogs, I will still fail on the login information. And the reason for this, which I'll go into more detail when I open up the logs, go down the bottom, is that when I do connect, it's actually searching for the user itself. I don't get the invalid credentials anymore. What I do get is that the RBAX user jblogs cannot be found, and therefore there's bad credentials. So the reason here is that the actual user doesn't actually reside in the OIA repository. So what I'll do is go into RBAX admin. Go to access control. Go to users, jblogs, jblogs, password, and then for this instance I'll use just a quasi password itself, just to show there's a differential. Just give it a certification manager for the purpose. Just give it a system role, and then click finish. So now, if I log out, use jblogs, and now use the LDAP password. You can see that I can then so here I'm trying to connect using the LDAP. I can see that there's an actual user, and then it goes to trying to tempt that if the user actually resides within the OIA repository itself. It finds the actual user, the actual value itself, and then I'm able to log in. So I don't get any bad credentials itself. If I log out, log back in, jblogs again, and then let's just put in any old password. I won't be able to authenticate. So that gives a quick demonstration on the fact that it's working. Feel free to go to the website for all the configurations, and then leave a couple of messages. I'll be most appreciated. Okay.